We've got a disturbing story coming out of Hillsborough County. This teacher here, Prashay Rodriguez, is accused of punching a 9-year-old child with autism. That child is nonverbal. Happened at Eisenhower Exceptional Center during an incident after school.
The teacher and the student were walking out of a gymnasium when the child with autism slapped the teacher. The teacher then turned and punched the student in the face, causing him to fall to the ground.
So advocates say this is where de-escalation techniques come in handy. Rodriguez was a behavior support teacher, but the Hillsborough County School District fired him immediately. They released a statement saying they're disturbed by the charges. But parents of nonverbal children are concerned that their kids wouldn't be able to tell them what's happening. And there's an effort now to get cameras in the classroom because of stories like this. Fox 13's Jordan Bowen spoke to one mom who's pushing hard to protect these children. Jordan.
Yeah, Mark, Carla Warren has a 9-year-old daughter with autism. One day when she came home from school with bruises on her arm, Warren says the school told her that her daughter did it herself. But Warren wasn't convinced. That's when she took matters into her own hands and learned a lot more about what teachers were saying in front of her daughter. Putting cameras in certain classrooms is something autism advocates have been pressuring the Florida legislature to act on for the last 2 years.
How can a parent send their child to school expecting them to be safe if they can't come home and tell them what their day was like or what happened to them in school?
Roughly 25 to 30% of children with autism are minimally verbal, meaning they speak fewer than 30 words. Some don't speak at all. It's why Stacey Hoagland, the president of the Autism Society of Florida, worked with lawmakers to come up with HB 1655, which if passed would have required cameras in classrooms where 100% of the students are students with disabilities. But Hoagland says the measure didn't get a committee hearing it needed to move forward.
We have cameras everywhere we go. We go to the grocery store, we get gas, we go to the gym, we alter our behavior. We make better choices when the cameras are in place. And we suspect that teachers would do the same thing.
As Hoagland explains, the not knowing can be frustrating for parents with nonverbal children, like Carla Warren. When her 9-year-old daughter came home from school with bruises on her arm, she says the school told her she did it to herself. But Warren wasn't convinced and wanted to know more about what goes on. That's when she decided to sew a digital recorder into her daughter's coat and heard the unthinkable.
I heard the teacher and the aides having a conversation in front of Zoe, talking about how they would slam her on the ground if she tried to hit them, and if it were them, they would beat her with a switch or an extension cord.
No criminal charges were ever filed in the case. As it stands now, teachers are not required to have any specialized autism training, but Hoagland encourages every teacher to take the course.
It's up to you as the hopefully competent adult to be able to give that kid the tools so that the kid doesn't react to a confusing situation that they don't know how to handle and hit someone.
And as for today's incident, we did reach out to Hillsborough County Schools to find out if this teacher who punched the student had any specialized autism training. We're still waiting to hear back.